Hi, I'm Bailey Moreno, and this is my Dispositions to Teach video assignment. So, when it comes to teaching, I definitely think that educators have to hold themselves to a little bit of a higher standard, particularly because we are working with children, and children and students are impressionable. They look to us as a source of guidance, not just in the various subjects that we teach, but in the kind of people they want to be. And I think as a person outside of the classroom at this point in my life, I currently am working on being the best person I can be. I do try and be a good person. I try to act with ethics and integrity and think about how my actions are going to impact not only myself, but those around me. I was talking with my doctor about why I wanted to go into teaching because this was a relatively new discovery for me that this was a career path I was interested in. And I think it's really that I just want to touch all the lives of my students. I want to be a role model partially, but I also just want to help them find their purpose. I was fortunate enough in my youth and going through college to have teachers and professors who really helped me discover what I wanted to do. Um, and I think that that is one of the biggest overlooked jobs um, as an educator is helping students discover, that maybe the subject you teach isn't their passion, but helping them find what is. Um, so I think definitely before I start actually teaching, something I can work on is um, looking at the community a little bit more. I come from a very, I don't want to say culturally not diverse, but for lack of a better term, um, a very monocolored community in a sense. It's just where I'm from. So looking at diversity a little bit more, I did go to a more diverse college, but it's definitely not something that in general I'm used to. But I do think that diversity in culture and bringing in everything is important. I've studied a whole bunch of cultures. I studied every religion in one way or another, especially in college, actually. My intro to religion class touched on all of them and how they all interacted. But that's being said, that's a very limited exposure. Um, so I could have more of that. And then I think educators are really important in the sense that, like I said, we are role models. We are, these adult figures in young people's lives. And there's something to look up to. And so I think, we need to act with professionalism, with integrity, you know, be fun. I think one of the biggest issues with the education system as it is now is that it is so teach to the test. We're not teaching kids how to think. We're teaching them to regurgitate information, which has been a common theme in a lot of my discussion posts is the word regurgitate. And just talking with kids about you don't have to know the answer. You have to know how to find out the answer. You need to know how to think, not just be, okay, so the War of 1812 was from 1812 to 1814. James Madison was the president during it. That's not helpful. It is, but it's not. That's not teaching students how to be solution oriented people, and therefore they're not going to be productive members of society. Like, I see it with a lot of kids. They get bogged down, something gets frustrating, they don't know it off the top of their head, and it just becomes agitating. And I think that's part of the reason why test scores are going down. I think that's part of the reason why a lot of kids are struggling. And, we have increased depression rates, we have increased anxiety. Some of it probably has to do with the fact that in the past it wasn't diagnosed, but who knows? I'm sure that this method of you need to get, a passing grade on this exam, and if you don't, you're not worth it, isn't helping. teachers need to act smart and just present themselves in a way that students will respond to. Foster interesting discussions. Talk to them about their lives. Just really create an environment that's a safe space for so many children and young people who may not have one elsewhere. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day.